God of War is being delayed until 2022? Shock Pikachu face.
The minimum.
Okay, seriously now? When I heard that they were delaying God of War until 2022, I was not the least bit surprised. Now, a lot of people were eager and anticipating a 2021 release. That, Sony said back at the State of Play in 2020 that it was going to come out in 2021. They had the fancy splash screen and everything. But seriously? Did y'all really think this was going to come out in 2021? When the last God of War game came out in 2018? And between then and now, we had a global pandemic? And it's been going on for the last 15, 16 months now? Actively? Stay at home, working from home? And you guys really thought that this was going to come out in 2021? Come on now. Now, for some reason, so many people were surprised. Again, I saw that and I'm like, no, it ain't. That's 2022. That's mid 2022, late 2020, maybe 2023. It might be a bit better than 2023, but I'm like, no, it ain't 2021. Come on now. Stop playing. But a lot of people are upset, and it's just seriously, guys, do you want God of War to be the next Cyberpunk? Because that's what you're asking for. You're asking for a game to get rushed out faster than it needs to be to meet a deadline arbitrarily, just so you can have it faster, and then you're going to be mad when it's broken, right? So you want it faster and you want it done right, but that's not really congruent with reality in this case. You want a title to be done in 3 years, with the majority of this past year being from home. Now, most people are reasonable, and they understand that this type of thing, game development takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, and it's not something that just gets slapped together. Not when it's supposed to be a AAA, big Sony exclusive. You take your time on that. If you need more time, take more time. Most people understand that. That's great for them. We need more of that behavior. What we don't need is the behavior that we're seeing on Twitter. And again, Twitter is a kind of a dump for opinions. So trolls and everything like that. But we don't need to see, though, is people taking their displeasure and being nasty about it towards the game devs who are busting their asses to make you something that you will be able to enjoy. We don't like delays. We hate delays. Delays are the worst thing ever. But do you think they like delays just more than you do? I mean, the longer a game is the process is being dragged on, that means there's more bullshit they have to deal with. Whether that's a longer project cycle, or there's a lot of things that went wrong and they need to clean up, or a pandemic and they've had to manage doing all of this from home. If they're delaying a title that, was one of the big titles that they promised a year out, that means there needs to be some things fixed. So But you got people like sending hate mail to Alana Pierce and other devs, and it's like, oh, since you came around, God of War is delayed, and like, I hope you get like, explicit, and it's like, come on, guys, that's not how you're supposed to be. That's not how you're supposed to behave. This is just entertainment. It's a $70 title, so like, just sit tight and get your money's worth. It's God of War, so you already know what to expect. You already know it's going to be big, and if they're delaying it, once it's time for it to come out, it's going to meet your expectations. That's what God of War does. That's what half of Sony's big exclusives do. They meet your expectations and then some. So it's going to be great. Metacritic is going to give it like a 95. Like, it's going to be Game of the Year. Like, so just just wait a little bit longer, and then you get your stuff. In response to all of that, I believe his name is Corey Barlog. He's the director for the God of War project. He got on Twitter and then he voiced his opinion on the matter. Citing that all of this behavior is bullshit. It's his decisions, directed towards him, not the devs. They're great people. They're doing their best, which is good behavior. I'm not going to give him a cookie for it. It's kind of its job. But it is nice to see that when people are getting inappropriate, to say the least, that the people in charge are at least willing to put their name out there and face out there in response to that. So that's great job. Keep doing that. It is part of his job description. So, defend your employees is kind of like the first thing a boss is supposed to do. So, but what didn't need to happen was Phil Spencer responding to his tweet. His tweet, this is what leadership looks like. Well done. Pretty short, brief, to the point. And I know plenty of people are of the opinion that, well, with Halo's delay, it's not like he could be against what they're doing over there in Santa Monica. And that's true. I mean, Halo is the highest profile delay of this past decade. So valid. But he didn't need to say anything either. So the fact that he's putting his face and his name out there, defending the competition, so to speak, again, that's great stuff. But that's why we like him so much. So, because Phil Spencer, he's kind of like our god or something. I don't know. Now, with that being said, Halo has had its major delay. So, hopefully when that gets out in E3, it's worth the wait. Because I love Microsoft. I'm Team Microsoft. But they don't quite have that same reputation as Sony does when it comes to their first-party titles. So, we know God of War is going to be great, but we don't know how great Halo is going to be. But anyway, just be nice. This is entertainment. That's all it is. It's a disc in a box. Don't need to be mean about it. Don't need to be mean at all. Come on. If I'm not mistaken, I think I might be a tad late to the party on this one, as I think the news broke midweek. So, with that said, clearly you must have an opinion. And since you're here, why not leave that down below? And while you're down there, feel free to do the like and subscribe thing. And if you don't, that's fine. The fact that you could have done anything and instead just spending it here with me, I sincerely appreciate that. This is Kay with the Bare Minimum, and hopefully you'll see me in the next one.